kept your silence in a coffee cup, let it cool between your hands. Outside, the rain erased the street like it had changed. At dawn, the wires filled with starlings, black notes trembling on a line. Then something passed between them, and they lifted at the same time. You stood barefoot in the doorway, holding sleep behind your eyes. I wanted to ask where you were going, but the answer filled the sky. You had always loved the distance, the place beyond the final hill. I had always called it freedom when I meant I wished you still. How can something made for leaving carry such a heavy sound? How can wings that weigh almost nothing pull the whole sky to the ground? I watched every bird above me turn to one and disappear. Somewhere you were getting smaller, somewhere I was staying here. By noon, the fields had lost their color. Winter settled in the grain. I walked the road beside the river where we once outran the rain. There were feathers in the hedges, there was frost along the wire. The world looked clean from far away, but distance is a gifted liar. I had thought that love meant holding, that devotion meant to chain. You had thought that love meant opening every window in the rain. How can something made for leaving carry such a heavy sound? How can wings that weigh almost nothing pull the whole sky to the ground? I watched every bird above me turn to one and disappear. Somewhere you were getting smaller, somewhere I was staying here. Perhaps the heart is not a harbor, perhaps it is a northern tree, offering its narrow branches to whatever needs to leave. Perhaps love is not the keeping, not the promise, not the proof. Perhaps love is standing empty after something passes through. How can something made for leaving leave such silence in its place? How can miles become a language written slowly on a face? Now the wires wait above me, now the morning settles clear. Somewhere you are still becoming, somewhere I am leaving here. Returned alone, then vanished with the light. I did not ask it where you went, I only watched it fly. We drew a circle on the table where the glass had left a stain. Said this could be an island, then watched it disappear again. The radiator spoke in fragments, the pipes complained beneath the floor. We had become so good at staying, we forgot what staying was for. There was no final accusation, no suitcase waiting in the hall. Only two people growing careful not to need each other at all. We made a map of small disasters, marked every silence, every bruise, all the roads we never traveled, all the words we chose to lose. There were fires without a siren, there were floods beneath the skin. Nothing ended in a moment, we just slowly stopped beginning. You kept the curtains half drawn open, as if the day might change its mind. I learned the sound of your attention being somewhere else entirely. Your books remained along the windows, your coffee darkened in the cup. It's strange how love can leave a body long before the body gets up. I used to wait for something violent, something clean enough to blame, but endings often enter softly and rearrange the room by name. We made a map of small disasters, marked every silence, every bruise, all the roads we never traveled, all the words we chose to lose. There were fires without a siren, there were floods beneath the skin. Nothing ended in a moment, we just slowly stopped beginning. Maybe ruin is not rubble, maybe ruin learns your shape, sits beside you in the evening, wears your clothes and shares your plate. Maybe leaving is a language spoken first by lowered eyes. Maybe love does not go missing, maybe love just changes sides. We made a map of small disasters, but I no longer need the proof. Every line I drew around us could not make the story true. There were fires without a siren, but the smoke has finally thinned. Nothing healed in a moment, I just slowly started living. The circle faded from the table, the morning crossed the floor. I opened both the curtains and did not wait for you anymore. The evening wore your old blue shirt, the one you left behind. It hung across the empty chair like something undecided. A train moved somewhere past the houses, shaking glasses in the sink. I wondered who was leaving and who still had time to think. I used to measure love in years and photographs and plans. Now I know it's sometimes lives in what escapes our hands. We lived on second-hand light, borrowed from the moon, bright enough to find each other, never bright enough to choose. We kept calling it forever while the shadows crossed the room. Some things only look like morning when you're frightened of the truth. The landlord changed the hallway bulb, the walls became too clear. Every mark from every picture showed exactly what was missing. I heard your voice inside a stranger's, just a syllable, no more. The body turns before the mind remembers what it's turning for. There are habits made of longing, there are prayers without belief. There are names we stop repeating but never really leave. We lived on second-hand light, borrowed from the moon, bright enough to find each other, never bright enough to choose. We kept calling it forever while the shadows crossed the room. Some things only look like morning when you're frightened of the truth. I don't miss the way you loved me, I miss who I was then. Someone still convinced that endings could be reasoned with as friends. But the night does not explain itself, the dawn makes no defense. It simply lays its pale hands down on everything that's left. We lived on second-hand light, but the window faces east. Now the day arrives without you, and it does not ask permission. I no longer call it failure, I no longer call it fate. Some doors close without a lesson, some hearts heal without a name. The evening wears no color now, the chair is only wood. I turn the hallway light off and the darkness feels almost good. You kept your silence in a coffee cup, let it cool between your hands. Outside the rain erased the street like it had changed its plans. I watched the window hold our faces, two ghosts caught in the glass. You said nothing really disappears, but still you let me pass. And I could have called it mercy, I could have called it fear, but every name I gave the leaving only made it more severe. We were the rooms we left lit, the doors we never closed, a house built out of promises that neither of us chose. Now every small reminder wears your shadow like a coat. I still carry all your absence like a stone inside my throat. paper, though neither of us read. There are 1,000 ways to leave before a word is said. The kettle cried into the kitchen, the morning turned to gray. I counted every ordinary thing you wouldn't take away. Your name became a language I was learning to forget, but the heart keeps poor translations of the things it can't regret. We were the rooms we left lit, the doors we never closed, a house built out of promises that neither of us chose. Now every small reminder wears your shadow like a coat. I still carry all your absence like a stone inside my throat. Maybe love is not a harbor, maybe love is only weather passing through the bones of us, convincing us forever. Maybe we were never broken, maybe we were only changed, like a river losing water, still remembering the rain. We were the rooms we left lit, the embers in the walls, the sound of something beautiful still moving after it falls. And if you ever think of me when winter fills the road, know I finally learned to set down what I could no longer hold. The house is dark, the morning stays, some loves don't end, they change their shape. Your coat still hangs behind the door, a quiet shape the hallway keeps. The dust has learned its shoulders now, the house remembers while I sleep. I found a note beneath the sink, your handwriting reduced to chores by salt. Call Mom, repair the light, small proof of what a life was for. We never heard the ending come, it entered softly dressed as time. One cup left cooling on the table, one hand slowly leaving mine. We were only borrowed weather, moving briefly through the trees. You were thunder in the distance, I was smoke upon the breeze. For a while we changed the landscape, bent the branches, raised the sea. Then the sky returned to silence and took back what it gave to me. The neighbors painted their front room, the color changed from blue to white. It frightened me how easily the world corrects itself overnight. I keep your photograph face down, not from anger, not from grace. Some memories grow sharper when you stop looking at their face. I used to think that losing you would leave a clean and empty space, but absence has its furniture, it settles in and trees. You were thunder in the distance, I was smoke upon the breeze. For a while we changed the landscape, bent the branches, erased the sea. Then the sky returned to silence and took back what it gave to me. I don't blame the rain for falling, I don't blame the tide for sure. Some things arrive already leaving, some doors are exits from the start. Still I would choose that season, every flooded street and field, even knowing what the morning would uncover and reveal. We were only borrowed weather, but we made the old trees move, left our fingerprints on windows, left our shadows in the rooms. Now the air is growing colder, but the cold no longer looms. I have learned the sky can empty without taking all the blue. Your coat still hangs behind the door. Tomorrow I may take it down. Tonight I'll let the hallway hold the last shape of you in this house. The gate still leans toward the field, its hinges red with rain. I pushed it like I used to do, and heard my childhood name. The house was dark except upstairs, the pale square in the trees. For half a breath I thought I saw my mother watching me, but the window held the moonlight, and the moonlight held no one. Some places keep the shape of us long after we are gone. In the orchard after midnight, every branch remembered spring. There were apples on the wet ground, there were roots beneath everything. I had come to find an answer, but the earth refused to speak. It only gave beneath my footsteps, like a language grown too deep. The shed still smelled of engine oil, old rope and summer heat. My father's coat hung from a nail, its shoulders incomplete. I found the knife he used for grafting, the handle worn and smooth, a tool made small by years of hands, still sharp enough for truth. He had taught me how to cut things so the living parts could join, how a wound, if made with purpose, might become a growing point. In the orchard after midnight, every branch remembered spring. There were apples on the wet ground, there were roots beneath everything. I had come to find an answer, but the earth refused to speak. It only gave beneath my footsteps, In the orchard after midnight, I could hear the branches strain, not from wind but from the burden of remembering my name. I had come to ask forgiveness from the years I could not keep, but the earth beneath my footsteps said you never really leave. At dawn I closed the garden gate, the field turned silver white. Behind me all the trees stood still, whole